Hello, welcome to our Vinyasa Flow Yoga practice. My name is Michelle Chua, and you'll want to have at least a couple of blocks and a strap for today. If you like to sit comfortably on top of a pillow or a folded blanket like I do, you may like that too. And let's start in any way to sit that allows you to feel relaxed while sitting tall and rooting down through your lower body, feeling grounded. So, in our focus this week of two elements of the earth, the air element and the earth element, my question throughout this week is how do you balance the two? So, we'll talk about the qualities of each and how they relate to the chakras, as we're going to physically being focused on how we ground ourselves literally. So working on the lower body, both in stability and fluidity and flexibility. And how we flow through space, just like air has the quality of movement while feeling grounded at the same time. So when you're in balancing postures that might be challenging to be stable, how do you create a sense of groundedness from within you and literally in your connection to the ground? All right, let's take a moment to settle in. And so when we talk about the earth elements, the chakra associated with it is your root energy center called Muladhara chakra, which is at the bottom of your spine and everything below. And the color you might visualize here is a vibrant red. As you think of the ways that you feel a sense of connection and wholeness and safety in relation to your physical being, your body, Mother Earth, how you connect with the more than human natural world that you are a part of. And your feeling of security that you have your basic needs met, like food, water, shelter. And now your air element is associated with your heart energy center called Anahata Chakra, towards the center of your chest and upper back. You might visualize here the color green like an emerald forest. And this is also near your lungs, right? So that's the air element. It relates to how you balance giving and receiving the energy of pure love. And so we're going to be exploring different ways to regulate our energy by regulating our breath. So how is the quality of your breath affecting your ability to flow, balance, and ground simultaneously? Let's take a moment to check in with ourselves. Beginning with your physical body, you might close the eyes and start to mentally scan your body to notice any sensations. Observing anything your body might be asking for in how you approach your asana or physical yoga practice. Start to notice the way breath is flowing without controlling or changing it. And the qualities of your breathing, such as depth, smoothness, pace. What can you feel about your nervous system and your energy? Bring your awareness to the state of your mind and heart. What do you notice about the quality or types of thoughts arising? Does your mind feel very active, moving from one thought to another? Does it feel pretty calm and spacious, without any need to judge what you're observing. Just notice. Can you identify any emotions that you're working with right now? Now let's start to slow the breath down. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Breathing in a little deeper. Through the mouth a little slower. As you continue to lengthen the breath little by little, I invite you to reflect on something about your day that you feel gratitude for. And then begin to clarify your intention for your practice, what you're choosing to focus your attention and energy on cultivating through how you approach your body, the energy you move with and hold yourself in. Now, this could be something very general, like a feeling tone of balance or groundedness, or it could be more specific, a personal prayer about something you are creating or shifting in any area of your life. And now I invite you to think of someone you might like to dedicate your practice to today, so that your efforts of showing up for yourself can also be extended as the energy of loving kindness to support someone else's well-being. And together, let's join our voices, chanting in support of each other and connecting with our Mother Earth through the vibrational sound Om. And actually, I'm going to invite you to chant Om as a third chant. So the first one, let's chant the Bija mantra or seed sound of your root center, Lam, the base of the spine. And then the second one, your heart Bija mantra, which is Yam. And then the third one, Om. So let in a deep breath. Yam. Oh. And as I mentioned, working with our heart energy involves diving into various breathing practices. So I'm going to invite you into one pranayama called Bhastrika, which means bellows breath, that helps to enliven and cleanse your lungs, as well as energize you to warm up for our physical practice. And it's done by closing the lips and breathing only through the nose, and breathing in fully all at once, expanding the side ribs, and breathing out just as strongly through the nose, equal length in, equal length out, creating a pulsing rhythm. Now there's a physical movement that you could add where you bend your elbows apart like this, sitting tall, shoulders relax, and make your hands like fists. And as you breathe in, you straighten the arms overhead and spread the fingers. And as you breathe out, you rebend the elbows apart and refist the hands. So it sort of looks like this, all through the nose. So I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute and let's give it a try. If you need to start and stop, do what you need to make it sustainable. Okay, get ready. Bellows breath, begin. We're halfway through. And relax. And just breathing naturally, notice how you feel. So that bellows breath is also known to help clear the clouds of the mind. Now I'm going to invite you into a breathing practice that we're going to do throughout our physical postures. And it helps to balance our energy and bring calm and focus to our minds and our bodies, helping us to balance the element of air with the element of earth. And this pranayama is called Ujjayi, and it means victorious breath. So it's done by closing your lips, breathing only through the nose, while softly constricting the back of your throat so that you can hear a very gentle and smooth whispering sound to your breath. Give it a try and see if you can hear your breathing. As you listen to your breath, begin to balance it slowly in and out. Inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. Continue to balance and lengthen the breath while creating that whispering sound. And as you're listening to that sound, you know that your attention is in the present moment. So it's a way to help you create a meditation through your movements, helping your mind to be present. Anytime your breathing becomes difficult or choppy or you can't hear it, adjust what you're doing with your body to make sure that you're back to that slow, steady, and gently audible rhythm in your breath. And that's going to be a key part of helping us to balance air and earth elements. So as you listen to your breathing, let's start to move the body here. Just beginning with circling the torso as you sit tall, breathe in and rotate your spine to one side and forward. Exhale to the other side and back. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Take your time to let the movement last as long as each part of your breath. Sometimes as we're moving through the larger postures, especially when we're balancing, standing, it might become more challenging to go slow, but I invite you to try your best to slow down, especially when we're moving through our vinyasas. So if you haven't done so already, let's switch direction. Keep going in these Sufi rolls. Feel the weight at the bottom of your pelvis shifting as you rotate the torso in different directions. And then from here, let's set the feet on the ground in front of you so you're still sitting. Bend your knees and step your feet apart wider than your hips distance. Place your hands behind your pelvis And let's windshield wiper the shins. So breathing in, drop your knees both to one side, exhale both to the other. And if you're sitting on something, you might want to sit on the ground. Keep going. Slow as the breath. Inhale one direction, exhale the other direction. So we're getting some movement at the hips, which is part of the root energy center, as well as the sacral energy center. One more breath. Okay, from here, let's come into Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. You could sit up on your pillow if your knees are lifting uncomfortably, and glide your heels as close to your groins as you comfortably can. Not forcing anything, as this is just the beginning of our practice. So be gentle. And then press down to your left and right sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen your spine, relax the shoulders. And then exhale, just a little bit of your range at a time. Hinge forward from your hips. Try to keep your throat open, your shoulders relaxed, your pelvis rooting into the ground. Last 2 deep breaths here. Press down with your pelvis. Lead with your chest. Inhale to slowly rise. All right, let's come down onto all fours and we'll move our spine in flexion and extension through cat-cow pose. So spread your fingers wide and flat. Step your knees a couple inches behind the hips. Breathing in, glide your chest forward and coil it up into cow pose. Breathing out, contract your belly, drop the head to round into cat pose. Again, inhale the heart forward, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift the belly in, tuck the tailbone to round. Keep going, a few more cycles of breath. Listen to the pace of your breathing, moving just as slowly. Sometimes when we have too much air element, we want to go move, 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 right? So slowing down can actually be challenging. It's more of the earth element, this being still and slowing down. All right, at the bottom of your next exhalation, tuck your toes, lift your hips back, entering downward facing dog. Spend a few breaths moving any way you need. Pedaling your feet slowly to the pace of your breath can help you to warm up your hamstrings and calves at the backs of your legs. Shaking and nodding your head as you lift your shoulders back while pressing the palms flat into the ground can help you to loosen your neck. You might even add swiveling your hips side to side to open up the sides of your torso and your outer hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, let's find a stillness here. Lifting your hips high as you press the palms down and forward. Pressing your chest towards your shins as you rotate your outer upper arms towards the ground. Sealing in the bottom of your front ribs as you root downward to your heels. Let your eyes be steady. One more cycle of breath. On your next inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale as you bend the right knee and turn out your right thigh at the hip. Stay there. Inhale, draw the left hip further back. And then exhale, cross the right knee to tap your left elbow, twisting at your waist. Keep your shoulders level, twisting plank. Inhale, raise the right leg straight behind you. Exhale, open the thigh and tap the right knee outside the right upper arm. Forward in plank. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose and round your back. Step the foot very quietly beside the right thumb and lower your back knee. Keep the back toes tucked, kneeling lunge. Now, if your hands need to be propped up higher so your shoulders can relax, place your blocks right underneath your shoulders. So breathe in here, let your pelvis sink, feel the earth and how you are connecting into the ground. Keep your feet where they are, and as you breathe out, lift the back knee. Draw the right hip back to straighten your legs to whatever degree is comfortable. Square your hips to equally face forward, and bow as if you have a flat back. So relax the neck, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, lower the back knee, and look up, kneeling lunge again. Exhale, lift the back knee, pyramid pose. 3 more, flowing to the breath. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. And exhale, pyramid. Now I invite you to shorten your stance and let's stay in pyramid longer. So step the left foot forward another 4 to 6 inches, grounding both heels, straightening both legs, and squaring both hips to face forward. Press down with your fingertips and inhale, stretch your spine forward, keeping your hips leveled and your shoulders back. Even the throat is open. And then little by little from your hips, hinge. See if you can flex the front muscle of your right thigh or quadricep without locking the knee to support the back muscle of your right thigh or hamstring. And if you came to practice really warm in the hamstring, you could lift the ball of your right foot flexed to go deeper. Keep the foot still, but bring the energy as if you're dragging your right heel towards the back of your mat while you lengthen your chest towards the front. Last 2 deep breaths here. Listen in. Parsvattanasana, pyramid pose. Start to plant the right foot firmly into the ground. Spread the toes, put a bend in the right knee. Look ahead of your right foot and start to bring your hands in prayer, leaning into warrior 3. Straighten the left leg behind you. Turn the left hip down. Lift the sides of the belly. Flex your left foot. You could open the arms like wings. You could extend the arms overhead. You can straighten the right leg if you feel comfortable with it. Last 3 breaths in warrior 3. Start to step the left toes back to the ground, left knee. Plant your hands on the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Pause. Notice your breathing. Feel your body. Come back to your intention. Bring it with you as you inhale, glide forward to plank pose. Keep the belly lifted, exhale, shift forward and graze your elbows by your ribs. Slowly lower through chaturanga, all the way down. Press the tops of the feet down, inhale, cobra. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee and turn your thigh open at the hip. Inhale, draw your right hip back. Exhale, cross the left knee to tap your right upper arm, twisting at your waist in plank. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, tap the knee outside the left upper arm, opening the hip. Inhale back. Exhale, bend the knee high towards your nose. Contract the belly and round. Softly step the foot beside left thumb. Lower your right knee and tuck the toes. Now you might place your fingertips on blocks right beneath your shoulders to help you relax the shoulders. Let's enter our grounding flow, our root chakra flow. So breathe in, sink your pelvis, relax your shoulders and look up. Keep your feet where they are and lift the right knee as you exhale. Draw the left hip back, straightening your legs to whatever degree is comfortable. Extend your chest forward and bow like you have a flat back. This is a wide version of pyramid pose. Again, inhale, kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, wide pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, lunge. And exhale, pyramid. Now let's shorten the stance another 4 to 6 inches. Drop the back heel, legs straight, hips squared forward. Press down with your fingertips and inhale, lengthen the top of your head forward. Shoulders glide back, firm in the belly. And exhale, begin to fold from the hips. Stretching the spine longer as you root down through your feet with each inhale. Pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. If your left hamstring feels really open, you can lift the ball of your left foot flex. Keep the foot still, but energetically drag the heel back while you lengthen your chest forward. Remember to flex your left quadricep without locking your knee. Last 2 breaths here. Set the left foot down, spread your left toes and try to press down equally through the 4 corners of your left foot. That's a huge part of grounding yourself when you are trying to balance in a standing pose like we're going to, is really feel how you're spreading the weight at the bottom of your foot. Now bend the left knee, look ahead of your left foot on the floor, shift all your weight onto your left foot, hands in prayer at the heart. Lift the right leg parallel to the ground. Turn the right hip down. Tack the left hip back. Warrior 3. Flex your right foot. Invigorate the muscles in both legs. Lengthen your crown forward. Soften the shoulders back. How is your breathing contributing to your feeling of balance? You might open the arms. You might extend them forward. Last 3 breaths in Virabhadrasana 3. Slowly step the ball of your right foot back to a lunge. Lower the right knee. Plant your hands. Step back. Downward facing duck. Pause and notice your breath, your body. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Keep the belly lifted. Exhale, glide forward. Hug your elbows to your ribs. Chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing duck. Exhale, downward facing duck. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee towards your nose. Step the foot quietly beside right thumb. Drop the back heel. Inhale, rise to warrior 1. So feel where you've placed your feet, because that's the first foundational part of the pose and how you're grounding into the earth. You don't want to feel like your feet are balancing on a tightrope here. So you want to separate your feet about as wide apart as your hips, and the back toes are pointing towards the front left corner of your mat. As you're pressing your left outer heel into the ground, you're straightening your left leg entirely. while rotating your left outer hip forward. Now keep that and bend the front knee right on top of the ankle and draw the right outer hip back. Now keep that and slightly lift your frontal hip bones. Feel your lower belly engage. Lengthen through the spine as you raise the arms up. Relax the shoulders down. Feel that your chin is level to the floor, softly gliding the chin towards the back of the throat. Lift up through the back of your skull. Hands apart or together, but arms straight. Now let your eyes rest on one point straight ahead or up towards the thumbs. Listen to another 5 cycles of breath in Virabhadrasana 1. All right, we're going to move into a standing balancing pose now. Remember, we're balancing the element of air, which is movement and flow, with the element of earth, which is grounding. So do that in your breathing. Bend your elbows apart like a cactus shape. Cross the right elbow on top of the left. Hook your thumbs or wrap the forearms and palms. Draw your shoulders down, but lift the elbows to the height of your shoulders. Press the forearms gently away from the face. Engage your abdomen. Keep your hips equally facing forward and steady your eyes, steady your breath. Begin to shift all your weight to your right foot, turning out your left leg as you flex the left foot. Wrap the left leg around the right leg and bend both knees. Now, if you're able to, you can tuck the left toes behind the right calf. Keep your 2 hips facing forward and stack your elbows and knees down the midline of your body. Sitting lower can help you to feel more grounded. Listen to 5 more breaths in Eagle Pose, Garudasana. Start to lift the left knee in front, flex the foot. Hands can stay in Eagle or join your hands in prayer. Passing really slow through Warrior 3. Keep the breath going. Can you hear it? Gently step back to Warrior 1 when you're ready. When you arrive in Warrior 1, lower your left knee, kneeling lunge. Let's prepare to twist. With your right hand, cup the top of your right thigh, root down. Make sure your legs are as wide apart as the hips. Left arm up, inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, twist to the right, either lower left hand on the inner side of your front foot on a block of the floor, right arm up, or hook the left elbow outside the right thigh if your balance feels steady and you want to go deeper. Hands in prayer, arms apart or bind. As you breathe in, root down through the legs and lengthen your spine down the midline of your mat. Keep sliding the shoulders down the back. As you breathe out, keep your pelvis still and continue to rotate your rib cage. Land your eyes on one point and listen to another 5 breaths. Harita Parshvakonasana, twisting side angle pose. Start to step back to plank and take it to your vinyasa. Pause for 2 to 3 breaths. Notice what you notice. Inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale, softly land the foot beside, bend the knee towards your nose first. Softly land the foot beside left thumb. Drop the right heel. Inhale to Warrior 1. So feel that you've separated the feet wide enough sideways so that you're not balancing on a tightrope, but they're not too wide apart. As you press your right outer heel into the ground, straighten your right leg and rotate your right outer hip to face forward. Bend your left knee right on top of the ankle. Draw your left outer hip back. Slightly lift your frontal hip bones, activate your lower belly, and drop the tailbone. And then lengthen through the center of your spine, relaxing the shoulders, arms straight, hands together or apart. Relax your eyes on one point and listen to the quality of your breath. 5 cycles here. Bend your elbows apart, cross the left elbow over the right, hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Draw your shoulders down, lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders, and gently press your forearms away from your face. Engage your belly and shift your weight onto your left foot. Turn out your right leg as you flex the right foot and wrap it over the left. Bend the knees. You might sit lower. Turn your hips to face forward as you stack your elbows and knees down the center line of your body. Steady breath, steady eyes, steady mind, steady body. 5 more breaths. Eagle pose. Garudasana. Start to unravel the right leg. Flex the foot in front of you. Arms in eagle or hands in prayer. Slowly pass through warrior 3. Take your time stepping into warrior 1 before you lower your right knee, kneeling lunge. Let's prepare to twist. Cup the top of your left thigh with your left hand. Raise your right arm. Root down to your legs and inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Either lower the right hand on the inner side of the leg or hook the elbow outside your thigh. Hands in prayer, arms apart or bind. And continue to twist. 5 breaths here. Harita Parshvakanasana. Take it through your vinyasa one last time. And let's take a moment in child's pose. Feet together. Sit back on your heels. Rest your forehead down. Just a few breaths here. Observing your body and mind. All right, let's make our way into single pigeon pose. So from downward facing dog, turn out your right thigh at the hip. Cross your right shin in front of your pelvis. Lower to sit with left leg straight behind you. Now, some of you might want to bring a stretch into your left hip flexor or quadricep while you're here. So back stroke the left arm and catch hold of the inner side of your left ankle or foot with your hand or the crook of your elbow. Try to keep both hips facing forward here. Some of you might bow in. Just about 5 breaths. Start to come back, downward facing dog. Turn out your left thigh at the hip. Cross the left shin in front of your pelvis, lower to sit. Square your hips to face forward. If you're going for the quadricep or hip flexor stretch, backstroke the right arm, catch the inner right ankle, keep your hips facing forward. Deep breaths. And gently release. Let's come to stand on our knees for 2 rounds of camel pose as we go deeper into the heart chakra. For the first one, I invite you to tuck your toes behind you and hug the skinniest width of your block between your thighs. Backstroke your arms, place your hands on your lower back, actively stretch the tailbone down towards the floor between your knees and keep your pelvis directly above the knees. As you breathe in, lift your chest and peel your shoulders behind you. Right beneath the shoulder blades, coil your chest up. Hug the elbows close together to open the chest. Count 5 to 7 deep breaths before you lift the spine and lower to sit. Maybe you hold one heel behind you, switch heels, switch hands, or hold both. When you lower to sit, you might sit on your block between your ankles in supported hero's pose, just pausing, couple deep breaths, observing inward. And when you're ready, please take one more Ustrasana, camel pose on your own. And if you touched your heels easily, you might untuck the toes if you want to go further. With a block for the added lower back support, or without a block, keep your knees hips width apart. This time I invite you to count 5 to 10 breaths before you lower to sit. Remember to keep your pelvis forward, right above your knees. And when you've rested for at least a couple of breaths, let's come down onto our bellies. We've got 2 more back bends to go. So lying face down with your legs straight behind you. Slide your knees close together. And let's prepare for bow, Dhanurasana. Bending both knees, reach back with your hands to hold your ankles or feet. Press your pubic bone into the floor and kick your feet back while pulling your feet towards you, lifting your knees no wider apart than your hips distance. Draw the shoulders back and down, lifting your chest. Look slightly down, lengthen the back of your neck. Give it 5 to 7 breaths. Dhanurasana. And when you're done, let go. Relax your head down. Maybe windshield wiper your shins side to side to release your lower back. And let's turn over onto our backs for our last back bend, which you could choose restorative bridge, placing a block under your sacrum like this, with knees bent, feet hips width apart, parallel on the floor, and rest. Or active bridge, maybe hugging the block between your thighs, lifting the hips, and sliding the upper arms under your back ribs, maybe clasping the hands. If you normally practice upward facing bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana, feel free to take that on your own. So last back bend, give it 5 to 10 deep breaths. And when you have lowered from your back bend, I invite you to step your feet apart on the floor, wider than hips distance, and drop your knees together to touch. I'm going to invite you into another breathing technique as we transition into the more cooling yin part of our practice, which is our cool down. So empty this breath for 3-part breathing, Durga Pranayama, from your pelvic floor to your belly button. Inhale 1/3. Pause throughout the middle of your torso. Inhale 1/3. Pause into the top of your torso, all the way through the neck. Inhale 1/3. Hold the breath, relax through the nose, about 9 counts, exhale. Hold the breath, relax. Second time, inhale, lowest part of your torso. Pause. Inhale, middle torso. Pause. Inhale, top of your torso. Hold the breath. Exhale very slowly. Hold it out. Third one. Inhale, lowest part of the torso. Pause. Inhale, middle. Pause. Inhale, top. Hold it in. Exhale very slowly. I invite you to try 2 more cycles on your own. Durga Pranayama. And when you have finished breathing naturally, observe the effects of that pranayama. You might come back to Ujjayi pranayama, slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose, gentle whispering sound with the mouth closed. And then please find your strap. Take hold of your strap and bend your right knee into your chest. Slide your left leg flat on the ground. Just stay a moment, just hugging the thigh towards your right side of your belly. This is wind relieving pose as we're working with the air element. If you need to relieve any excess air from your body, this can be helpful. Maybe circle out your feet, loosen up your root area. And let's step the ball of your right foot into the strap. Straighten the right leg towards the sky. Hold the strap in your left hand. Spinal twist. Scoot your pelvis to the right, another 3 to 5 inches. Open your right arm wide. Let's bring a stretch into the IT band, which is your outer right thigh, which when that is lubricated and open, creates more mobility in your knees too. So keep the right shoulder down. Sickle your right foot from the ankle. Turn the sole of the right foot to face the left wall. Little by little, cross the right leg over your body to the left. While you're drawing your right outer hip forward towards the left foot. One more breath. And lift the right leg up, switch hands, keep the right foot in the strap. Flex your feet, press the left hand down on the top of the left thigh. Rotate your right thigh externally so the right knee points towards the right wall. And little by little, open the right leg or abduct it. Now, if you can hold your big toe, you don't need the strap. You can clasp with your peace fingers. Bring the right leg back up. Hold the strap or the back of your leg with two hands. Square your hips, flex your feet, and bend your elbows apart. And relax the right leg. Bend your left knee into your chest, hugging the thigh towards your left side of your belly, and maybe circling your feet. Ardha Apanasana, half wind relieving pose. Let's step the ball of your left foot into the strap. Straighten the left leg upright, preparing for your twist. Open your left arm wide to the left side and scoot your pelvis towards the left side of your mat. Keep the left shoulder grounded. Sickle your left foot. From the ankle, turn the sole to face the right wall. Little by little, cross the left leg over your body to the right, while you tilt your left outer hip towards your right foot. Slowly lift your left leg. Keep it in the strap and hold the strap in your left hand. Flex both feet. Press the right hand down on the top of the right hip. Rotate your left thigh externally, pointing the left knee towards the left wall. And begin to abduct the leg or move it away from your midline. Lifting your left leg upright, square your hips towards the sky, flex both feet, and hold the strap or the back of your left leg with two hands, bending your elbows apart to bring your leg closer. Draw your bent knees into your chest, maybe rock in different directions. And rock all the way forward to sit. Straighten both legs in front of you for seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You might like to use a strap around the balls of your feet as an extension of your arms to prevent rounding your shoulders or rounding the back. You could also sit up on your pillow or blanket or blocks. So separate your feet hips width apart, flex your feet, press the insteps forward, root down through your sitting bones and breathe in to lift and lengthen your spine while you relax your shoulders back and down. Keep your throat open and lead with your chest as you exhale to hinge from your hips, breath by breath. Some of you might clasp your big toes, Paschimottanasana. Press down with your pelvis. Inhale to slowly rise. And exhale to lower all the way to the floor. Find your final resting position for a few minutes of letting go of doing anymore. Shavasana. Close your eyes. Even let go of controlling your breath. Notice how your physical body feels right now. And starting with small, subtle movements, begin to wake up your body. Little by little, ease into stretch. You might keep your eyes closed as you slowly turn over onto your right side and rest your head. Pausing to observe your breathing and observe your energy. Take your time lifting your body up into a comfortable way to sit. Sitting tall, grounded, and relaxed with an open heart space. You might rest a hand at your heart center and a hand at your lower belly, tuning inward to feel the natural movement of breath, of air into and out of your body. Beginning our 5 minutes of meditation. And as you do this, I invite you to have a very subtle smile on your face. Smile at your lips so that you're practicing with an attitude of openness and friendliness to whatever you're observing that arises and goes in your mind. If you find your attention wander and get lost in a trail of thoughts, as soon as you've noticed that's happened, you can very kindly say to yourself, welcome back. Welcome back to the present moment. Notice how your mind and your heart feel right now. Sense the overall effects of your practice, especially as we focus on balancing the elements of air and earth within us. I chose this because being outdoors, I noticed so much wind as we're approaching the spring season. And so we can feel kind of windy or airy in our mind and restless in our bodies. How do we continue to ground ourselves in such an environment? How can you bring this practice outside of the formal practice? And as we close, let's take a moment to offer gratitude to anyone or anything that has been of support to your feeling of grounding or learning how to ground yourself, especially in the midst of uncertainty and change in life. Come back to your intention and remember to whom you dedicated your practice. And let's close similarly like we started, chanting Lam for the root chakra, Yam for the heart chakra, and Om to connect with our Mother Earth. Let in a deep breath. Lam. Yam. Home. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.